Hello guys, this is Joyce from Enjoy Scrappin' 2, and today we'll be making this card, and I'll be using Gerda Steiner Designs How Are You stamp set. This is the newest stamp set that she just released, and it has some adorable images along with some great sentiments. And I'll be using this large sheep here along with the thank you sentiment. I think it's so clever that U is spelled with EWE. I think it's perfect. So I have a piece of white cardstock cut with the stitched rectangle die, and this is a Nina Solar White cardstock. And I'm going to use this little dewdrop with the brown ink, and I stamped out this branch. This is from one of the Stampin' Up! Stamp set called Sheltering Trees, and it kind of came out too light, so I'm re-stamping it on the other side, and this came out better. I'll be also using some pigment ink. This pigment ink is close to my heart. It's pigment ink. And I grabbed the leaves here, and I'll be stamping the leaves. And I'm using pigment ink because I want to emboss it using clear embossing powder. So I go ahead and heat that using my my heat gun, sorry. And so now that I have that, I have another green piece of cardstock that I already cut using the Lawn Fawn's grass border die. And I'm going to position it so I can stamp out my sheep. So it'll be right on top of the grass, like so. And I'm going to stamp out the sentiment on the top corner. But before that, I want to put in some kind of like clouds on the sky. And this is just a cardstock that I cut using one of the Mama Elephant's border trio die. And I'm using this Judikins color duster to lightly add some color. And I'm using this blending tool made by Mike from Tupelo Designs LLC. And I'll be using my Copic markers today. And the colors that I'm using is R20, W5, W3, and W1. This right here is a W5. I like to always start with my darkest, and I'm kind of making little circular lines because I wanted to give this more of like a sheep fur wool look. And then I blended a little bit more out using the W3, and then now I'm coloring the entire thing with the W1. And here I go back in with my W5, and I'm putting a little bit more darker shades and making some more little curls. And I really like the way it turned out. So I go back and forth to achieve the look that I want. And I have an A2 size card base. And I'll be stamping out the sentiment, the thank you, using the same Memento Tuxedo black ink. onto a strip of paper. I believe it's a 1/2 inch. And then I'm just putting a little notch at one end, and then adding some color using the tumble glass. And I'm going to attach my grass, and I'm using the fine liner, which I filled with the glue. I really love this fine liner. And after that, I kind of fluff it out a little more. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess. And now I'm attaching it right onto my card base. And I'm going to pop that sentiment up with the foam dimensional. And I did cut out some vellum clouds, but it was covering up too much of the tree and the sky, so I decided not to use it. But instead, I wanted to add darker leaves, so I grabbed one of the Stampin' Up's garden green. It's darker green to match the grass, and I just stamped it right on top, like so. And this finishes off my card for today. I thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'll leave all the supplies and the links below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much. Bye.